Welcome to another weekly S&P 500 analysis. Today is August 17, 2025. In this video, we're going to take a look at some of the possible price action for the coming week for the S&P 500, the E-mini S&P 500 future ES and their ETFs, the SPY, the NASDAQ 100, the E-mini futures, and also the QQQ, the ETF for the NASDAQ 100. Now, if you want a broader perspective on the market and a deeper dive into the context, be sure to go and check out this post in my newsletter. That is the part 1 of the weekly market analysis. And if you want these, the weekly and the monthly expected move, go check out this post in my newsletter, the post of the market at substack.com. I have the link in the description below for you to click to go directly to those posts. So let's dive in and start with the S&P 500 cash index. Now here we look at the last couple days. We have a little bit of a balance area here and also put in a new all-time high on Friday. So what the coming week is telling us that the market is actually pricing in a upper range of 6,532.50 and 6,527.60. That's the upper range for the weekly expected move. And the lower range is pricing in between 6,372 and 6,330. So here's what we're going to be looking for in the coming week, is to see would it be able to break out of this balance area and break into a new all-time high. If it does that, then we basically are looking for the upper range to be in play. But here is what we are most likely to see is break down from this balance area and try to retrace back down here to this 6,400 area and see what we be able to find support and get a bounce back in to this balance area. If we do not see that bouncing at this 6,400 level and it breaks, then we be looking down here into this 63.72, this lower range of the weekly expected move, and possibly come down and fill this gap near the 63.50 area. So those are the price scenario to keep an eye on for the S&P 500 in the coming week. The key level to watch is this 64.45, basically the lower edge of this balance area. If it breaks below this, then we're looking at the lower range. If it holds above this, then we're basically looking for all-time high to get retested and possibly put the upper range in play. And for the ES, the E-mini S&P 500, we're basically looking for a similar type of price action. Very basic price action. Here's this balance area here, the last couple days balance area, and we're basically looking for this thing to come up and possibly take out this all-time high from the Globex. Remember, when Globex makes an all-time high, it needs to be validated during the regular trading hour session. So we're going to be watching for that to see would it come up and validate this Globex all-time high, and that would put in play the upper range of the weekly expected move, and that is between 65.50 and 65.44.5. Now, if it doesn't come up, and let's say, for example, it will break down this balance area and watch this low volume zone here between 6,460 and 6,450 area. So basically looking for this zone here to see would it be able to hold. If it doesn't, then we're basically looking for price to come into this high volume area, basically this balance area here, and work itself down into the lower range of the expected move between 63.90 and 63.50. So that's basically the price action, and the key level to watch here is this 64.50 and the 64.60 area, this low volume zone. And here looking at the SPY, the ETF for the S&P 500, as you can see, we also have this balance area here. And once again, we're basically looking for a breakout of this balance area and into the upper range between 652.30 and 651.30. Now, if you break down from this balance area, watch this low volume zone here, this low edge here at 642 area. So if we break this 642, then look for the price to come down into this high volume area near the 636 and possibly put this lower range in play, and the lower range is between 635.60 and 632. And here looking at the NQ, the E-mini NASDAQ 100 futures. Again, we basically looking at this multi-day balance area here, and you can see that on Friday it has broken down, and right now it's testing this 23,800 area. So this 23,800 will be the key level to watch for the coming week. So if it continue to move down, we basically looking for this HVN, this high volume node here at 23,685 to see would it be able to get a bounce off of that and push us back into this balance area. If it cannot push back up, and instead if continue to break down, then look for this 23,580 area, this low volume zone, to see would it get a bounce back up. So once again, we're basically looking for these low volume nodes to show us if there support, or would it be just break down and into this high volume area where it will come down to this 23,400. So the downside will basically keep an eye on is this high volume node 23,685, and then this low volume zone 23,582, and then into this the lower range of the weekly expected move between 23,440.25 and 23,250. Now here's the upper range. If it able to get back into this balance area and push through this edge here, which is 23,973 or 24,000. If we could get above 24,000, then look for the all-time high to get retested and possibly push up into the upper range between 24,187.50 and 24,153.25. Finally, looking at the QQQ here, we see that it also broke this balance area last week. So right now, we're basically looking at this level here, the 576.55. If it is able to hold this, then we'll look for the possibility of moving back into this balance area above the 578, 579 area, and possibly come up to this 581 and into the all-time high to the 583. Now the upper range for the coming week is between 587 and 586, and the lower range is between 568.50 and 564. So for the downside scenario, if it breaks this 576.55, we're basically looking for it to come down here to this HVN near the 573.71 and see would it be able to get a bounce back up. And if it's unable to bounce back up, then we look for a price to continue to move down into this 569.34 and possibly get into the lower range of the expected move, this high volume area. So those are the pricing scenario for the coming week. And once again, if you want to see additional contents and a broader perspective of the market, be sure to go check out my newsletter, the Pulse of the Market at substack.com, and you can find a link in the description below. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel, click the subscribe icon to subscribe and help support this channel. Now, for more content from me, go visit my newsletter at smtraderCA.substack.com. You will find trade ideas, daily trade plans, weekly market review and analysis, trading tutorial and strategies, and much more in my newsletter, The Pulse of the Market. And the link is smtraderCA.substack.com.